28th of February, and for all the veterans, I'm wearing green today. It's significant. Green Ghana, small olive green, small soldier line. To all the veterans who fought for our independence, to all the veterans who fought in the World War, to all the veterans who pressed down and enforced and ensured that their rights would not be trampled upon. Great day to you. Today is great. I know that yesterday all the retired commission officers also had a service. We salute you, sir. Now let's go to beautiful Helen Ampofo. She has message for all of us. We are asking questions as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution. Helen is ready. Let's hear Helen.
Well, thank you for that, Johnny. We're zooming into Article 67 of our 1992 Constitution. I'll read that out, Johnny, and I'll hand over to you. That article says, the President shall, at the beginning of each session of Parliament and before a dissolution of Parliament, deliver to Parliament a message on the state of the nation. I'll read it one more time. Article 67 says, the President shall, at the beginning of each session of Parliament and before a dissolution of Parliament, deliver to Parliament a message on the state of the nation.
Interesting. So, Helen, essentially this is saying that the President at this time should have addressed all of us and told us what is happening in our country. Last year, I remember, for example, he told us that we are net exporter of food. He told us that economy, even though it was in dire straits, was making progress and all of that. Now, we are in February. Today, perhaps the last day of February. The President should be able to tell us what the state of the nation is. We don't want the ones to be telling the President what to say, but we want to be the ones to hear what the President had to say, Ellen. And for me, it's instructive because it's the President who takes care of all of us. It's he who was appointed or elected to look over all of us. So why has the President not given us the State of the Nation address?
Questions that need answers, Johnny.
Let's activate the phone lines for you as Ghanaians. The President on the 7th of January 2017 asked us to be citizens and not spectators. So I want you, or we want you, to be citizens today and not spectators. What is your own view about the state of the nation? And then if you have that video, maybe play for us what the Deputy Majority Leader said in Parliament regarding the postponement of the State of the Nation address by the President of the Republic. We're in February. He said at the beginning of the session, Parliament has sat at least for about 18 sessions or so, 18 meetings or so. So why is the President not talking to us? Are you worried?
Johnny, I don't know if worried is the exact word, but I would love to hear about the state of affairs. I mean, I'm looking at my own personal economy, the state of my own personal affairs, but in also looking at the wider scope, I need to know. There's some questions that definitely need answers. I think it will put a lot of Ghanaian minds at rest if we hear from the President and get an official statement. What is the way forward?
What is the way forward? That's the point. And people want to know about the economy. They want to know about the exchange rate. They know about fuel. They want to know about their kinkonomics, everything else.
Everything.
Transport fares are up. They want to know about it. Mr. President, question is, why are you silent? But let's go to Parliament now.
Friday, we had indicated that the State of the Nation could be taken on the 3rd of March 2022. This indicative date has, however, been put on ice by us and would duly communicate a new date to the House after we have engaged the Presidency. Of course, Mr. Speaker, we are not required to sit on the 3rd of March as it's a public holiday and as has been the practice since the day itself is a Sunday. Monday will be a public holiday. We are not sitting on Monday. We are expected to be in our constituencies to do constituency work.
The State of the Nation's address is not being presented yet. We're asking the president why. We'll activate the phone lines for you to talk to us. But Helen, you have a guest on Zoom now.
Absolutely. We're keeping an eye out on the situation happening in Ukraine. That's with regards to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We're going to be speaking with some Ghanaian nationals who were studying in Ukraine and have now dispersed to other neighboring countries. He's currently speaking to us from Russia, and we're going to be speaking with Kojo Pobi. He's the president of the National Union of Ghanaian Students, again speaking to us from Russia. Good morning to you, Kojo.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Your listeners. I'm doing great.
What is the current update as concerns Ghanaian nationals, in particular the students who have had to flee Ukraine because of the invasion?
Okay, so the little updates I know and have about the Ukrainian students are that we are doing our best to evacuate them. Some have been able to be evacuated to Hungary, Poland, and yes, we are still trying our best to get the rest out of Ukraine as it stands now. But I think that as of now, there are some students in buses heading towards Hungary and Poland at the same time. So yes, we are making progress. We're just hoping for the best, and we hope that in the coming days, everyone will be out successfully.
And that's what we're also hoping for here. We were also hoping to speak with these Ghanaian students who were studying in Ukraine, but given the current situation, we're unable to speak with them. They say it's not entirely safe to do so at this time. And we were also seeing videos, we've seen reports on Twitter and beyond about how some of these African nationals and especially these Ghanaian students are being treated at the border. What do you know about what people are calling a racial hierarchy in terms of being able to escape?
Okay. I have personally not received any such complaints. And so far, all the updates I have received as at this morning, there's nothing of that. So I don't know where that is coming from. But sometimes social media, there's so much on the social media, so sometimes we don't get the right information out there. But as I'm speaking to you now, I haven't had any official communique about that.
Okay, so that's not something that you can speak to. But what is the advice that is being given at now to said students?
No, as of now, we have correspondents on all the borders that are trying to help. They are speaking to border control and the missions over there, so they are keenly communicating so that they can have safe and smooth passage for the Ghanaians.
Okay, and also what do you know about their outbound journey eventually back into Ghana? Any details on that?
Yes, I think that the first or second batch, no, the first batch would move out of I think Poland or Hungary tomorrow. I think that the missions have really or are working on the tickets for them. So as and when they get there, you submit your passports, they work on a ticket, and I think maximum 3 days they should be out of the countries.
You say a maximum of some 72 hours. Hopefully they will be able to get back.
They will be in Ghana, yes.
But it's been some 3 or 4 days since this invasion. What is the temperature like where you are in Russia at the moment?
From where I sit in Russia, it's very smooth at the moment. Just sanctions going up and little difficulties in accessing money here and there. But the student leadership is doing everything in its power to be able to assist students with money. We have spoken to the embassies to assist us with monies. And yes, they have agreed to do that because students are not able to access their ATM cards. So it's very difficult at the moment. But aside that, I think everything is fine now.
Okay, so you'll be waiting for some extra support, you say, which is going to be coming, financial support?
Yes.
Any timelines?
The embassy has assured us that they are going to do that. So we are hoping. I have a meeting with the embassy today, so I would get an update on that.
Lovely. And of course, we'll be keeping our eyes and ears on this one. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Kojo Pobi, President.
Thank you too for your time.
Thank you so much. Of the National Union of Ghanaian Students in Russia. Again, we wanted to speak with our Ghanaian nationals, Ghanaian students in Ukraine, or those who have actually fled Ukraine, but at this time they say it's not entirely safe to do so. But as I mentioned, we do have our eyes and ears on this one. It's very important that we secure the safety of our sisters, brothers, students, so that they can get home safely.
I want government to do some more. I want safety of our brothers and sisters. They are not there because they put themselves in harm's way. They are there because they went to look for higher knowledge.
That's right.
And some of them are on scholarship from Ghana. I want a certain situation of urgency that will be brought to save them from whatever is happening. I know that at the UN, we voted to impose sanctions on Russia.
That's right.
And some international watchers have said that it puts us in a bad light because it doesn't portray the neutrality or middle ground that Ghana holds. Now, we have shown that we are allies of the United States. And what that means is that we have put ourselves in the line of fire. And if anybody or Russia decides to target us, we're in trouble.
Because there were three options. You either vote yes, no, or you abstain.
So why did we vote yes? We should be asking the president and his representative and the Minister for Foreign Affairs and those on the security, the Council of the UN, why they decided to go that way. They are not explaining to us, and that's why it's important that the State of the Nation address comes, because we have to be told. I mean, in a country where you're spending so much on fertilizer and you're spending so much money on improved seedlings, you're spending so much money on planting for food and jobs, rearing for food and jobs, planting for export and rural development, you are spending all those initiatives, spending a lot of money. We are planting more, but we are harvesting less. And now, if you buy cocoa on the streets like I do, you cannot buy cocoa for 1 cedi anymore.
That's right.
You buy cocoa at 1 cedi 50 pesos. And the poly bag in which they put it is half cocoa, half air. That's where we are now. We are planting so much that the ball of kenke, the price has increased, and the ball is shrinking. We are planting so much that our Minister for Agriculture told us that a bunch of plantain is 4 cedis or 5 cedis. And I've been asking him, which market is it? And nobody's coming forward. So we want the president to tell us, like he told us last year, that Ghana is now a net exporter of food. That's what the president said. Ghana is a net exporter of food. Now, are we still importing maize? Are we importing cassava? Are we importing tomatoes from Morocco, wherever it is? Are we importing Jenny or onions? Are we importing all those things? The president needs to speak to us. He needs to be explaining to us, for example, 120,000 for Ajua Safo. Is it true? Is it not true? He is asking the people to pay e-levy. The government is going around doing town hall meetings. What are the reactions they are picking? And how much have we spent so much on the town hall meetings? It used to be e-levy. Now they say town hall meetings on the economy, but we focus on e-levy when we go for the town hall meetings. So the president has a lot of answering to do. When is the president going to do the next reshuffle? Because, Ellen, you and I here, after 3 months at work, we are called to come and do appraisal.
That's right.
And at the end of the year, we are called to come and answer to our bosses what we have helped the company to build. Why is it difficult for the president, after 5 years, we are in the 6th year, not to have reshuffled some ministers, and they are clearly underwhelming the government, and the president is sitting pretty? I don't get it. Let's activate the phone lines. You have to call us now and tell us whether or not you support the call for the president to present the State of the Nation address. Let's put the phone numbers on the screen. And let's hear from you. I don't know what your expectation is if the president decides to do the State of the Nation address tomorrow.
Oh, many expectations. Many expectations.
Abdul is on the line for you.
Abdul, good morning to you. You're on air. Hello, Abdul, if you can hear me.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. You're on air.
Okay. I want to have a contribution to what Mr. Johnny has just said about our economy. The president coming out to say something to the Ghanaians. I think, Mr. Johnny, I think the president has nothing to share to us as Ghanaians, because we have been disappointed a lot. I don't know. Sometimes they think Ghanaians or the youth of Ghanaians are not human beings, because the country is not going on well since, but he and the vice president, they have never come out to say anything. But look at what things are rising day in, day out, Mr. Johnny. As you just said, even when you come to Tamale here, the agriculture minister who has just said maize has been buying 5 and all those things. Come here. How much is 1 bag of maize? We queue and vote. We've suffered and queue and voted for you people. Now look at what is happening in Ghana. Only to be renting private jets on air, bathroom water on us. Why?
Well, thank you, Abdul.
They should do something. We are very disappointed in Baumia as Nordness. We are very disappointed in him. They should come out. He should also come out to say something. It's too much.
Well, thank you for that, Abdul, and thank you for your contribution. The phone lines are still open. Give us a ring and share your thoughts and your opinions as well.
You know, the interesting part of the whole conversation is this. I remember that in 2016, December of 2016, the MPP government rejected snacks and lunch at the transition table. And they told us they won't be profligate. And they'll be very, very austere and not exaggerating spending. What is the story now? That's why the president has to speak.
Well, Benjamin is on the line. Benjamin calling us all the way from Tamale. Benjamin, good morning to you.
Good morning, and how are you doing?
Doing very well. You're on air.
Okay.
Also, we can hear some feedback from your set.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, I think the sound quality is better now.
Okay. So I just want to add a little to what Boss Johnny said. But what I want to say is our president has nothing better to offer to us again. Everything is clear. The explosion that happened at Bogoso, up till now, with so many people who died, the president has not even come out to say a single word concerning his citizens who were lost. Something small that happened in Guinea, he was able to charter a presidential flight to Guinea to go and show his concern. But in his own country, people were dead and he couldn't say anything.
I do believe
now,
the president had a few words
the citizens
to say.
In harm's way.
Benjamin, I beg your pardon, just a quick correction. You say the president didn't speak about the Bogoso Apeti explosion. I do believe he did have some thoughts and comments about that, and even about the rebuilding of Apeti.
Oh, just like we need a State of the Nation's address. Just for instance, as it's happening right now in Russia and Ukraine, we are expecting him to come out to say something, because he's putting Ghana in harm's way. Right now, Ghana is also seen as a threat. If Russia should divert their attention, they know that we are allies of the U.S. And U.S. is already a big enemy to Russia. So all other countries attached are also in harm's way. So right now we are expecting the president to come out to say something, so that we know our grounds. That is what a president should do in protecting his citizens. Not to be flying around in luxurious jets and be going around, wasting the citizens' money. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that call, Benjamin, speaking to us all the way from Tamale. That's Benjamin's thoughts on the issues, Johnny. He says he also wants some information about the travels, about the expenditure. We're told it's a security issue, though.
But you see, the question is that when the U.S. president travels, we know how much he spends. It's accessible. Even Vladimir Putin, who has waged war on the world, literally, when he travels, we know how much it costs. Why is it that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who led the demonstration in 1995, called Kumi Preku demonstration, people died. I saw it as a boy. And he spoke, he said, the policies of the government are not favorable with the general masses of the people. Sometimes I'm tempted to believe that because Nana speaks impeccable English, fluent and lucid, people don't understand most of the things he says. So they can't come back to question him. Why is his travel a national security issue? We are not asking you to give us that he traveled from here to there or here to there and give us a routine of who was part or who was not part. Show us the manifest. We are not asking for that. We say, tell us how much it costs for you to make a travel. And you see, this is enshrined in the 1992 Constitution, the preamble. It said, in the name of the Almighty God, we, the people of Ghana. It comes down to say probity, accountability is there. It says we must demand for it. And it says all power, including what Nana Addo has, including what any of his ministers has, emanates from us. You are spending our taxes on travels, but you can't tell us how much you are spending. Why?
Well, Moses is also joining us from Tamale. Moses, good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear sister and brother Johnny.
How are you this morning?
Yes, I'm good. Just that I have not been able to go buy porridge. I have to cough out money to top up to buy porridge because prices have increased. Yes, the story of Ghana under the watch of Akufo-Addo is that sad.
President.
The realities are actually biting us. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you're on air. We can hear you.
Yes. I'm saying that. Yes. I'm saying that. The least said about Nana and his government, the better. I have once voted for Nana in 2016, believing that he was going to leave a legacy. But I never knew Nana was going to use me as a collateral. And that is exactly what is happening to my life. I also blame we, the young ones, for falling, cheap to the politics of Nana and his members. Why do we queue to vote? I ask myself several times this question. Why do I have to queue and vote for a 70-plus-year-old man who has, nothing to offer? We all know science says that after that you have brain degeneration. Yes, he cannot think beyond.
All right. Well, thank you, Moses, for your thoughts this morning, and also to other callers who join us. Let's be measured in our contributions this morning so that we can play this on air.
I'm not a supporter of violence of any form. I don't encourage that people should insult others. I don't encourage that people should be abusive. But I encourage people to speak truth to power. One thing that I believe that the young people, and in fact old people in this country lack, is the ability to speak up, most of us. So you find a bus full of individuals traveling on a highway. The driver is riding recklessly and everybody in the car is sitting pretty. You should be able to tell the driver, "Giant some phoning in some what? I mean, I'm not sure. In some hunu na wood, you know, jai." But nobody would tell, "Hey, driver, hey, bang!" 18 people recorded, they are dead. And then we'll come back and announce it. But you should have cautioned the driver. And that's what we lack in this country. You have a guess.
Well, Mauli is on the line. Mauli is calling us from K2 South. Mauli, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I would like to say you are doing a good work. I'm calling from K2 South, at Bozuma to be precise. This morning, I think that he is doing a good job for Madagascar, and we all appreciate that. But please, you see, there is one thing I want to say. When the economy of the nation is going down and down and down and down, someone called earlier and said that the president never said anything. It is not true. The president, during the conference the last time, admitted that yes, things are not well, but we are looking on to fix them. The president said that we are working on things to make sure the days ahead are better than the days that have passed and the days we are seeing today. You see, when we talk about building the economy, right, we are looking at internally generated funds. How can we generate revenue internally to support the economy? When we look at sub-Saharan Africa, the average tax revenue to GDP is 16.5%, which Senegal currently has 16.4%. But in Ghana, what is the 2019 World Bank report? It's 12.4 to 12.7%. Where are we? If you have a very tall coconut tree in your house and a rich man who is a dictator, who will give you money to solve your problems in your house and dictate what you do, rather than you climbing the tall coconut tree that you think that climbing is difficult, to pluck coconut and go and sell and make money and use the money to solve your internal problems. Which of these is good to go for? So you see, when we see it, I think that the next listening to TV3 this morning and calling TV3 this morning, let us all look back here. Let us look internally. What can we do to solve the problem? As individuals, as citizens. I quote the president, let's be citizens, not spectators. This is where we have to be citizens. The economy is suffering. What can we do as Johnny Hughes, as you now, what can we do as citizens to save the economy? What can we do to save the economy? E-levy is something that will help us, and let us come on board.
Mauli, hold on for me. I have a quick point of interest here. I know that the K2 South, Angloga, and the other constituency was affected by the tidal waves. Months on, what is the situation where you are?
I didn't get that, please.
I am saying that the tidal waves, we have seen the tidal waves and the effect of same. I'm asking that months on, what is happening? Are the people okay? Because when we came there, said well, open defecation was a problem. They were looking for shelter, food, clothing, all of those ones. We brought some to them. But yes, what is happening now? Can you share?
Okay, I would say that currently in K2 every single thing is under control. I think people came on board to support even the government. And other people, the opposition and other people came on board. I watched you, I was there, you were there, my dad, because I even took a picture with you there, you and Cookie.
Really?
So things are under control currently. Just as some people, some unscrupulous people have decided to take some of the things, which the police is actually dealing with them now. Some assemblymen have taken over some of the goodies for the people, for the victims. And then police is dealing with them as I speak to you. But let me go back to my issue. Let me go back to where I was.
Well, we're wrapping up in 30 seconds.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So I think that let us ignore the dictator, which is the IMF that the opposition is preaching. That I have 5 children. They tell me that when I give you 1 cedi, you will pay 50 pesos as interest on the 1 cedi, and then you send only 2 of your 5 children to school. You give them 3 meals a day. You give them 2 instead of the 3. Let us stop this. Johnny, let us mobilize fast and internally to support the economy. The president has something to say. Let us not think that he has nothing to say. That is why he's not coming out to speak to us. Please no.
I hear you.
But
I hear you. Thank you, Maoli. Grateful that you call us. Thank you very much. He says the president has something to say.
Maybe Maoli knows something that we don't know, but he's hopeful that he will hear from the president.
Are you surprised at the silence of the president? Because right when, I know that he spoke about the e-levy briefly, he says that we'll pass it regardless of all the opposition. But beyond that, Ukraine has not spoken. I don't remember him speaking about the tidal waves in Ketu South and Logan. I don't remember the president talking about the price of a ball of kinkin now, as he did then. I don't remember the president speaking about fuel increases. I don't remember the president speaking about CD depreciation. And I know that the president, for example, made a big case out of these issues. He should be the one speaking to us. We should not be asking for him to speak to us. Even though there's a constitutional provision, Article 67, as you read, and it says at the beginning of the session of Parliament, the president has to present a message of the state of the nation. Where is President Akufo-Addo?
Where is he, Johnny asked. We've got our last caller on the line. Nuruddin is speaking to us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
How are you this morning?
By the grace of God, I'm fine.
Perfect. Johnny.
My regards to John Hughes.
Thank you, boss.
For the tremendous work he's doing for Madagascar. We are proud of him. Just to touch on one or two regarding the State of the Nation address. As we all know, there are issues to be addressed. So once there are issues to be addressed, we all accept that once the president comes out to speak, there are some current happening that he should speak on or he should start on. So there's the need for the presidency to capture all what is happening currently. As you all know, there are crises, illegal matters. So the presidency needs to capture everything, and including the 2 days second of the Russia and then that of Ukraine conflict. The presidency needs to speak on it, and then he needs to gather in facts before he can come out to speak. If he doesn't get a facts to come out and then speak, the media too will take it again. So I would have advised that we give the president an ample time to gather much facts and then come out to speak to what issues, to speak about issues, so that our interests or what we all are citizens of Ghana, of the nation, are what expecting from the president to be captured in the State of the Nation address. So let us not rush. Let's give the president the time to organize himself and then come out to
Abdul, I have a simple question for you. So it says at the beginning of the session of Parliament, we have done 18 meetings. The president hasn't spoken to us. Are you happy?
Yes. What I mean, I'm not happy. But what the issue is, we don't just talk for talking sake. At least when you have to speak, you speak, and then there will be sense in what you are coming to deliver to the nation, right? If I come out to say something and then it doesn't make meaningful, even you, the media man, will come up again to criticize.
Abdul,
to make it useless.
Abdul, the president gets security briefings every day. Sorry, Nuruddin, every day on fuel, on the economy, national security, BNI. They talk to the president every day. The president has held cabinet meetings, I think, on Thursdays every time, every week. So, what is there to wait for?
Yeah, there's a lot. You know what? If I am a leader and then my subordinate comes to brief me on something, at least you should also try to find out. Again, make an inquiry to know that what they are telling you is right. Because I for once watch you say that those closer to Mr. President, they should advise him on current happening in the country. I have for once watched you on
Right.
this your station.
Yep.
I'm a lover of your station.
Thank you.
Yes. So if they come out to bring the president, and then the president should also try in a way to find out what they are telling, whether it's really fact or what.
I hear you.
They are trying to mislead him.
Can the president be everywhere?
Ample time. To
Can
come out and then
can the president be everywhere?
no, please.
That's why he has people.
Yes.
And if the people come and tell him what is happening where he cannot go, you say he needs to go and find out.
Good. So where he cannot go, but you know he also has a good leader has some people that he also that once everybody comes to tell him something, then he also give it to the people to what quickly do some.
We hear you, Nuruddin. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. All right. That's Nuruddin. He says we should give the president time.
Yes, he says some thorough checking needs to be done before that information is presented to all of us.
So is the president suggesting that he's not hearing that cocoa prices have increased? Fuel prices, kinky prices, fuel. Oh, I forgot the president. He drives free car. Yeah, he has free fuel. I forgot. My bad.
Well,
I forgot.
on that note, we're going to go for a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. This is still New Day on TV3.